This lesson is over how to divide mixed numbers. So how do you know that 3/4 divided by 1/8 is equal to 6? It's asking if you have 3/4 as shown by this picture, and I divide them into eighths, why is it 6? So it's asking how many 1/8 go into 3/4. So let's divide this into eighths. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 groups of 1/8 that go into 3/4. What if you prefer using multiply its reciprocal? So I start with 3/4 as noted by the green highlighted picture. I multiply by the reciprocal of 1/8, which is 8/1, and you get 24/4, which is just 6. Brenda ate half a pint of mint chocolate chip ice cream. Mark ate 3/4 pint of malt ice cream. How many times more ice cream did Mark eat? So Mark definitely ate more ice cream than Brenda. So I'm going to divide and figure out how many times larger is 3/4 to 1/2. So again, you multiply by its reciprocal. So I keep the 3/4. So I keep it. I change the division to a multiplication, and then I do the reciprocal of 1/2 to 2/1, and I get 6/4, which simplifies to 3/2, which as a mixed number is 1/2. So 3/4 is 1/2 times larger than 1/2. So our first example shows 2 1/2 as noted by this picture. I want to divide it into halves. In other words, asking how many halves go into 2 1/2. So let's count. 1 group of half, 2 groups of half, 3 groups of half, 4 groups of half, 5 groups of half. So the answer is 5. There are 5 halves in 2 1/2. Let's look at another example. I've started with 2 1/2 again. How many fourths go into 2 1/2? I want to divide this into fourths. So I see so far 3 groups of 4, 4 groups of 4, 5 groups of 4, 6 groups of fourths, 7 groups of fourth, 8 groups of fourth, 9 groups of fourth, and the answer is 10. How many fourths are there? There are 10 groups of 1/4 that goes in 2 1/2. Next question. You started with 3 3/4. How many groups of 1 1/4 go into this picture? 1 group of 1 1/4, 2 groups of 1 1/4, 3 groups of 1 1/4. So the answer is 3. What if you did not like what I just did, and you rather just answer it? You rather just rewrite the problem as an equivalent multiplication expression and solve it. So let's see if that works. Let's see if we get the same answer. 2 1/2. What is that as an improper fraction? 5/2. So again, you keep the 2 1/2 or 5/2. You multiply by its reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 1/2? 2 1. So if you multiply this, you get 10 halves. And how many halves go into 10? How many 2's go into 10? 5. Oh, same answer. So in other words, I rewrote this division expression into a multiplication expression. It's equivalent, and I got the answer. So again, let's look at this one. 2 1/2. I rewrite that as an improper fraction as 5/2. So I keep it. I multiply reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1/4? 4 1. So if I multiply this, you get 20 divided by 2, or just 10. Look at your picture, you see the model, and you see the answer, 10. Next example, 3 3/4. What is 3 3/4 as an improper fraction? It is 15/4. I divide it. What is 1 1/4 as an improper fraction? 5/4. Again, if you forgot how to turn it to an improper fraction, you do the I used to teach us the popcorn method. You multiply the denominator, whole number is 4, 1 more is 5 4. So I keep 15 fourths. I multiply by its reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 5 fourths? 4 fifths. And you get 60 over 20, which is just 3. Same answer. Looking at a picture, same answer. So Jamie is painting her house. Each room takes half of a liter of paint. If Jamie has 4.5 liters of paint, how many rooms can she paint? So she started with 4.5. She's dividing it into half. So in other words, each room takes half of paint. So that's repeated subtraction. She could take away half, 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 half repeatedly until she has no more. Repeated subtraction is just division. So how can I rewrite this as an equivalent multiplication expression? 4 and 1/2 is the same as saying 9/2. I multiply by its reciprocal, which is 2 1. So 9/2 times 2 1 is 18 divided by 2, or just 9. So she needs 9 groups of halves to fill up 4.5 liters of paint. So if you do half plus 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 half, it adds up to 4.5. Mrs. Meyer plans to make 14 lemon meringue pies for the Meyers family reunion. She plans to give each loved one 1 3/4. So she's giving it away repeatedly. That's repeated subtraction or division. So I need to rewrite how many relatives will receive pie. Let's rewrite this as a multiplication expression. So 14 1. I'm going to keep this as division before I turn it into a multiplication expression. What is 1 3/4 as an improper fraction? It would be 7/4. Now, what students I've noticed throughout the years is kids do this like, I'm done. You just turn it to an improper fraction. You have not done its reciprocal. So we have 14 1 times the reciprocal multiplied by its reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 7/4? 4/7. That's the time signs. So 14 times 4 is 56 over 7, which is just 8. So if she gave 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and 8 times, it will equal 14. One Saturday night, Belinda took home 1.5 cakes from her party. For several nights, she sneaked downstairs at midnight for a snack. At each snacking, she ate with 3/10 of the original cake. For how many nights did the cake last? So she started with 1.5. She's taking it repeatedly. Subtraction, 3/10. So it's division. Repeated subtraction is division. So what's 1 1/2 as an improper fraction? It is 3/2. I multiply by the reciprocal to 10/3. So it's 30 over 6, or just 5. So it lasted for 5 nights. So she ate 3/10, 3/10, 3/10, 3/10, 3/10. It will add up to 15/10, which is equivalent to 1 1/2. Sheldon is a long-distance runner. He can run a mile at a consistent rate of 6 1/4. How many miles can he run in 30 minutes? So we have 30 minutes. We're taking away 6 1/4 minutes every time for every mile. So it's repeated subtraction. How long will this last him? So I keep the 31 as an improper fraction. I multiply. What is 6 1/4 equivalent to? 25 fourths. 4 times 6 is 24, 1 more 25. So what is the reciprocal of 25 fourths? 4/25. Be careful. Do not just write 25 fourths. You have to do a reciprocal. 30 times 4 is 120 over 25. What can I divide these two numbers by? I'm going to divide both numbers by 5. So if I divide both numbers by 5 here, 120 divided by 5 is 24. So 24 fifths. So how many 5s go in 24? 4 times. So it's 4 4/5. So he can run 4 4/5 miles in 30 minutes. Because each mile is 6 1/4 minutes. Lourdes got a plant as a birthday gift. Her plant grows an average of 1 2/5 every month. How long would it take for the plant to grow a full 10.5 inches? So we start with 10.5 inches. We take away 1 2/5 repeatedly to see how many months that would take. So it's repeated subtraction is division. Ooh, looks really hard. So I'm going to keep it as improper first. That would be 21/2 division. 1 2/5 would be 7/5. Now I am going to multiply by its reciprocal. So again, you keep the 21/2. You multiply the reciprocal of 5/7. You would get 105 over 14. All right, even I'm stuck right here now. How many 14s go into 105? 6 times. I'm going to put it here. It's either 6 or 7. So I'll try 6 for now. That's 24. That's 84. Nope, not enough. Let's try 8 times. If 6 is too small, make 8. If 8 is too big or too small, that's 39, 10, 11, 112. So it must be 7 times. So how many 14s go into 105? About 7 times. That would be 28 carried to 2. That would be 98. So 7 times. What do you have left over? 7, 14, or 7.5 days. Really? Is that really correct? Let's make sure I am correct. 28, 32 is 98. Yep. Yep, that's correct. And our last question, Elsa is remodeling her bathroom floor. She is going to use tile that's 4/9 of a foot long. If her bathroom is 7 1/3 feet long, how many tiles can you use? So we are taking away 4/9 repeatedly over and over until we use all of them up. So we're dividing. So let's rewrite 7 1/3 as an improper fraction. That'd be 22 thirds. I multiply its reciprocal of 9/4. If you multiply this, you get 22 times 9 is 198. And that's a 98. And this is 12. I can divide both numbers by, let's divide both numbers by 6 for now. So that'd be 2. 198 divides 6, it goes 198 divided by 6. It goes in 3 times. That's 8. That's 1 left over. 33. And so, how many 2's go into 33? It goes in 16 times with 1 left over. So 16 and 1/2. So, how many tiles will she use? 16.5 tiles to cover the bathroom floor. So what we talked about here is how to rewrite a division problem into a multiplication expression. You keep the first number, you multiply by its reciprocal. And that's how you that's how you divide a mixed number.